Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to do another Halloween themed lesson. We are going to do these lovely simple monsters. They're lovely and colourful, they're lovely and easy to draw, and they're just nice for Halloween. So the first thing we need to do is make sure we have our materials. All we need is an A3 sheet of black card, some oil pastels, a rubber pencil and a ruler, and that's it. This is very simple but lovely and effective. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, you can notice here that I've left a bit of an outline around my monster on the A3 sheet of card. So we're going to do that first. We're going to lay out a frame on our A3 sheet using our pencil and ruler. So if you start off with that and just leave, it doesn't matter, I usually leave about maybe 1.5 centimeters or 2 centimeters, but just leave it any kind of wee border at all that you are happy with. So I'm going to start now with my pencil and ruler, nice straight line all the way down along the side, and now I'm going to do the same along the bottom, and again just leaving about 1.5 centimeters and back up the other side. As you can see, I don't really measure or anything, it's just a rough kind of guideline for me, but it might take you a little bit longer to do this, so you can pause the video if needs be until you have your border complete. And now I'm going to join these two lines up along the top, and I'm happy enough with that. Okay, so you can see I have a lovely border now for my piece, and it just makes your monster stand out when you have that black frame around it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is draw the monster. So the first thing we're going to do is this line here. It's a curved line for the top of the head. So from one end of the page to the other, from one side to the other, we're going to do a curved line. Now leave a little bit of room at the top for, as you can see, the horn detail and the eyes and a little bit of a background. So start your curved line, not too far down the page, but not too close to the top either. Okay, so I've left that much for my background. And now we're going to do a second curved line where it's going to be the mouth. So again, you can come down kind of halfway maybe, or a little bit below halfway, and do another curved line. Now they don't have to be perfect. There's no right or wrong way of doing it anyway at all. Okay, so that's our two curved lines done. The next thing we're going to do is add in the horn in the middle of the head. So you can do that by drawing like an upside down V. That's my horn on. And then we're going to do two ovals for the eyes. So nice and big. Make your eyes nice and big. Don't be doing really small ones. Draw big. So there's one oval on. Okay, and I'm going to add on another one on the other side. And as you can see, they're nice and big. Now, inside the eye, I want to add my pupil. So add that in. 1 and 2. Okay. Now, the next thing I'm going to add in is the teeth. I'm going to add in the teeth. So you can do this shaped teeth if you want. It's kind of like rectangular shape, or you can go for kind of spiky teeth. Maybe I'll do spiky teeth in this one, and then you can see both. So I'll go for spiky teeth in this one, or pointed teeth, I should say. And you can do them different sizes, big ones, small teeth. Do nice different sizes for interest. Now, there's my teeth on. And the last thing I need to add are these little kind of hairy eyebrows. And just 3 little strands of hair coming out there. They make them look cross, okay? Or a wee bit scary or angry. So that's my drawing done. So I can put down my pencil now, I'm happy with that. And now I just need to choose what colours I want to do my monster. So in this one I went with pink and a blue background and yellow eyes and white teeth. But you can do absolutely any colours you like. So maybe I'll change it up for this one. Maybe I will do maybe a green monster. I might go for this nice green. Let me test it out. And you can try the colours out. Yeah, I might go for that. So I'm going to do my body green. And then I'll decide about my background colour, maybe purple or something. Once you've decided on your colours, do the monster first. Do the body of the monster first, just to get that out of the way. So I'm going to start with this green. All you do is now leaning nice and hard with your oil pastel. You don't want to do this here, it just won't look effective. So lean nice and hard to get that colour as vibrant as you can. So I'm going to cut. Now these might break on you and that's okay because you're going to be using it anyway. So don't be worrying if your oil pastel breaks in half. Mine is after breaking. Sometimes I even peel off. It's easier to just peel off the paper. It won't get in your way then. Okay, so I'm just going to colour this in. It'll take a couple of minutes, and if I go really fast, just pause the video until you catch up. It might take you a little bit longer to colour in your monster than it will take me. So I'm just going to colour this all in. Now be really careful to leave that border. Leave the border that we drew. Okay. So I just kind of outlined it there so I don't go past it. And just be careful you don't colour over your teeth. Maybe even trace over that line to stop you from colouring on top of the teeth as well. Now these are oily, your fingers will get oily. Okay, I nearly have the bottom half of the monster done. And again, I'm just being careful along where I drew my border. And the more you go on top of your colour, the kind of the vibrant it comes out on top of the black paper. So you can go over wee bits. Now, I just have this final wee bit at the bottom to do before I move on to the top section. Nice and carefully along my borderline so I don't go outside the line. Now, that's that. I'm just going to take away any excess. Okay. So that's the bottom half of the monster done. Look how lovely and bright the colour is. As I said, you just choose any colour you like. They all come up lovely and bright. The oil pastel should come up lovely and bright. Now, I am going to do the top half. Now you have to be really careful here. Don't go on top of the teeth and don't go on top of the eyes. So just be careful. So maybe I will carefully outline those parts so I don't go on top of it. Now you will go over some of your pencil lines, but that's okay. We're going to be outlining our pencil lines in black oil pastel at the very end to make it all stand out. So don't be worrying if you feel like you can no longer see your pencil outlines. Okay. hard, they do tend to break, so just don't worry. You're using them anyway, so. And sometimes it's nice to break them to share them. If someone wants the same colour as you and there's only one or two, it's nice to break them up and share them round. Okay, I'm almost done the green. I'm just moving over here now to this part. And be careful of the teeth. Unless, of course, you want green teeth, but I think it's nice to let the teeth stand out. Okay, almost finished the body. Another little bit over here at the side. And again, I just have to be careful now of the borderline. So I'm going to come down now carefully. Okay, I think I've finished my monster's body. Now, as I said, don't be getting worried at this point that you can't see any outlines, because it's all going to be outlined at the end and it'll all stand out lovely at the end. I'm just going to go over it quickly to bring the colour up brighter, and that's me done. Okay, so I'm taking away any of those little dusty bits. You don't need them. Okay, now I'm going to choose a colour for this part, the background. Really, it's not part of your monster. I went for blue against the pink in that one, but I might go for a purple in this one. Maybe this purple. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. And you could even flip your page over and try the colours on the back just to see what they look like on top of the black, because sometimes you might know what it's going to come up like. Now just be careful here, going around your horn and your eyes. You have a lot of wee bits to try and not go on top of. So, and then I'm going to go on my borderline. I'm trying not to touch my borderline anyway with my hands. I want to keep it as black as I can to make my monster stand out on my frame. I'm just going to colour in the background. I like the purple, real Halloweeny colours, purple and green. Now, and go across the top nice and carefully. Purple was lovely and bright against the black, and it pairs nicely with the green. They're complementary colours, which means they go well together. Now, just move over to this part. Okay, and I just have this little bit, this area here to do. That'll be my background done. Okay, now I'm just going carefully along the top, along my frame line. Now, that is me finished my background. Just going to give it a wee rub off any bits I don't need. Okay, I like those colours. Now, next, teeth. I might stick with the white. I did white in here, and you could do yellow, you could do orange, you could do any colour you want for the teeth. but I might stick with the white because it might stand out well against the green. So I'm going to go straight in there with the white. So I'm colouring my triangles. That's what they look like now. Little pointed teeth for this monster. Two to go. Now it doesn't matter how many teeth you have. You might have 6, you might have 10, you might have done 15 teeth. Doesn't matter how many you have. Sometimes it's just easier with oil pastels though to colour when things are bigger. So if you did 15 teeth, that means they must be very small. They'll be hard enough to colour. Hard to get into the detail with the oil pastels because they're thick. But that's alright. Finish my teeth. Now I just have to do my eyes. Let me see. I might go for like a orangey kind of reddy colour for the eyes. I'm gonna try this. Yeah, just go for it. Give them crazy red eyes. So you colour your whole eye. Now I know I've coloured over the pupil. You don't have to do that. You might want to go carefully around it, but I'm just going to drop back on in black now in a second anyway. You have to outline it anyway, so it doesn't matter if you go over it. You'll remember to draw it back in at the end. This is just the adding colour part, and then details come at the end again to bring our monster to life. Now, there are my 2 eyes done. I'm on to my last thing to colour, and it's the horn. So what will I do? I'll do something now. I have purple here, so I need something to stand out in the purple. Maybe I'll do a dark green or a dark blue. I'll go dark green. Oh yeah, that's nice colour. Okay. And you can do different colours for the horn. You can do a rainbow horn, you can do 2 colours, different stripes, you can do a pattern. It doesn't matter. Alright, or you can do 1 full colour like me. I'm going to do it striped black like this one. Right, that's my colour all added. The last thing I need to do now is add all the details with black. Okay, so this part, you're just basically going over all those lines. Now be careful, just be careful and try and visualize where your lines were when you drew them. So remember we had a lovely curved line here for the mouth. So I'm going to re-outline that. And the teeth kind of kept me guided as to where that was. Okay, the teeth kept me. Right. Now I'm going to outline my teeth. Okay. The black comes out lovely on top of the oil pastels against the bright colours. So nice and carefully. And you can double up on your lines if you want to make it really stand out. Like I'm colouring in a wee bit of them just to make the lines thicker. You don't have to do that though. You can give it a thin outline, thick outline, whatever you want. Everyone's will turn out different. Which is the best part about art. Everyone's is unique. Okay, that's my teeth done. And if you feel like you need to go over any bits or any black went on top of anything, just go over it if you need to. Okay, now I'm going to come up now to the eye area. So I'm going to carefully outline my eyes. Okay, and in the middle, draw your pupil back on. See the way the monster's coming to life now with the outline. He looks great. Mine looks a little bit like a frog at the minute with the colours. The green and the red eyes. I'm coming around again with my black outline on the other eye. And try your very best not to smudge these black lines. It's very easy to smudge. I'm being very careful with this hand, but it could easily just try and keep your hand off it. It's easier said than done. You just have to be mindful not to smudge the black lines. Okay, there's his other pupil on. Now we need to add in the curved lines that we had drawn at the very, very start. Now, I'm going to do my horn. And you can add detail to your horn. So I had stripes in that one. I'll do stripes in this one again. But you could do spots, polka dots, you could do zigzags, anything at all, whatever you want. And as I said, that can be different colours. Now, the last thing I need to add in is my eyebrows. Those little hairy boys. 1, 2, 3. And on the other side, 1, 2, 3. And that's him. That is so easy, but they look so effective. So now you can see those boys can be friends. So you've just created a lovely oil pastel monster drawing. I hope you enjoyed following along this tutorial, and I hope you enjoy creating your monster.